welcome to the Midday Express right here on Galaxy Universal Network Channel 5. The voice.
You always say
I
it.
get it, but I know, but it's not coming out properly, so that's why I allow you to just introduce yourself because, yeah, and I don't do justice to it.
But I feel like you do it, eh?
I'll try next time.
You better. But hey, thank you very much for joining us right there at home. You're watching Midday Express right here on Galaxy Universal Network, and the name is Harvey MBELE. MBELE khulu nontandu dlambulo langa lokulungombi ithomikazi usompisi ondabezi. Kanjalo nje, this is how we get the show started and on the road as we give you all the latest news and headlines.
Yes, and how many? It is Heritage Week.
Okay.
I know we have been celebrating it throughout the month, but this is officially the Heritage
Week.
I mean, and then we know for the country also moved to level 1, so I guess
today
it's a stress week for the country as
and we also apparently to partake in the Jerusalem Dance Challenge on the 24th.
Yes.
So we are all anticipating that
and
it's going to be trending.
Who has the best moves there right there?
Okay, between me and you, whomst?
Let's move on to the headlines because wow, don't expose me like that. But as we move on with the first headlines for the day, now we're going to follow up with the Funeral Industry Reform Association after the strike that had taken place.
And we are actually going to look at the principals requested to rework on timetable as teachers have returned to school.
And in our African stories, 5 guys, Makerere University's main building. And then we are also then joined by Rachel from the Global Youth Choir.
Yes.
Who's going to be joining us on Zoom a bit later on just to talk about, what they've done.
Are joining us on Midday Express. Yes. But unfortunately, it's through Zoom. But we would have loved to have them in studio.
Exactly. But
we can always plan it for another day. This could be a sneak peek on what to expect. You never know.
Yes. Now, just moving on to the first story. Now, as we know that we covered the story of the Funeral Industry Reform Association earlier on the previous week, with the funeral sector going on strike to demand for better working conditions. Now, we're going to be later joined by First Chairperson Johan, who's going to be giving us a little bit of an update of what has transpired since then. I mean, like, we covered the story that they've gone on the strike, the 3-day strike, and we had a brief conversation with him on that. And we just want to know a bit of an update because the last we heard of it was last week, and now we just want to know whether demands met or
where are they? Exactly. I think it's even a greater question to ask if, with them being on the street, them protesting, did that rather answer their questions? Did the government listen to them? Was the memorandum handed over? Then what happened? But I think we're going to get into that conversation later on with him and get to find out what is what and what is happening.
Yes.
Absolutely. As we take a look at your second story.
Now, looking at our second story now, a variety of weapons were found in one of the vacant doctor's quarters, which is due to be renovated at the Chris Hani Baragwanath Academic Hospital on Sunday. Now, the weapons were discovered by secretary guards during a routine patrol. Now, the health department said it consisted of 47 bullets, 3 9mm handguns, 2 pepper sprays, 2 handcuffs, and 1 SAPS reflector vest and a police cap. Now, the Gauteng acting MEC for Health, Jacob Mamabulo, said that it is concerning that an unaccounted for assortment of ammunition was found in an environment that is meant to look after patients' health care. Now, he further said that they're calling on the police to get to the bottom of this and to ensure that if these weapons were used to commit any crime, and those responsible must be punished.
Man, it's a hard one.
Yeah.
It's really a hard one knowing that in a hospital, guns were found, ammunition was found, but we still have to understand who's going to be held accountable and what were they doing? Are they licensed? Are they not licensed? Were they involved in any dangerous activities, with breaking into homes? What was happening? Have they shot before? I think we need like a full down story on what really transpired with that ammunition being in the hospital.
Now, as we move on with the second story now, a bit of a sad one also, Harmony.
It is.
Like, having to be dealing with such in our country is still very sad, but please just take us through
Absolutely. The bodies of 2 children who were last seen on Friday night have been found on the street in Orange Farm on Saturday morning. Police spokesperson Brigadier Matapelo Peters said a woman came to the police station around 2:30 a.m. on Saturday and reported that her 6-year-old son and an 8-year-old girl, who is a family friend, have gone missing. The police launched an immediate search of the 2 children. And on Sunday morning, the police received a call regarding a body of a child that was found on the street. And shortly after that, a second body was discovered about 100 meters from the first one. The motive of the killings of the little boy and the little girl is yet to be determined, while a post-mortem will be conducted to establish the exact cause of death. The police have launched a manhunt for the suspects, and are appealing for information from the public.
Very sad one indeed, right today, Harmony, like a very, very deep one. But I think we have Johan on the line just to talk about your first story you have spoken about. Johan, thank you so much for joining us on the Midday Express today.
Thank you very much to you and your listeners.
Thank you very much.
So Johan, we just want an update on the story of the funeral parlors industry actually now embarking on a 3-day strike last week. So we just wanted to just get an update on developments in the story and what has happened since then.
Well, up to date, we haven't received any formal response from the minister or from the strikers resorting under the UTT umbrella, because many of the associations that was involved retracted themselves, or they didn't want to participate. And we urge government to be more transparent and not have a open and closed discussion with the striking authorities or whoever it's involved. I think it needs to be transparent, because it doesn't only affect the 3,000 people striking, but 30,000 other funeral parlors that's involved, including associations which is affected and their members is affected. I think we need to have more transparency from the minister itself.
I hear you, Mr. Yuan, but the greatest question is, since you guys went out and protested and took to the streets, we saw at the Baragwanath Hospital, we had a few of the people protesting, saying that they were there to check if there was anyone that was working while they were on protest. But did you guys, as an industry, get what you were hoping for from the protest?
Well, I think from an industry perspective, we just seek government's intervention into the total process, because the laws is not benefiting the total funeral industry. And we need to adjust the laws, amend the laws, and that's what we've been asking for the past 20 years. We do not want to engage onto the matters, arising out of this, because we think it could have been resolved because of the proposals that we've submitted to government. I think, but the industry has certain points which, or the strikers has certain points that needs to be addressed, and that can't be left aside. The only concern that we've got is the violence and the intimidation, and not only, onto the funeral parlors, but also onto government officials, which has not really been affected by this.
Now, I just want to know, could there possibly be another strike that will take place until your voices are actually heard?
I beg your pardon, could you just repeat that again?
I'm just asking, could there possibly be another strike that will take place if your voices are not heard?
Well, I think, we're not directly involved in the strike, but there could be a strike looming, because Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, the Honourable Minister, has already made these comments in 2017, not about the strike, but what the industry requires. And for the past 4 years, nothing has happened. Nothing has happened within the regulation that we wrote in 2007, 2008, would have enabled regulation and transformation and development, as well as the ombudsman that we wrote in 2016. So we are most definitely sure that the people that's been affected will definitely keep that in the back of their mind, should government not play their part in addressing and redressing the imbalances of the past.
I hear you, Mr. Yuan, but with you saying that there could be possibly another strike looming, so at this point, is everything back to normal within within the
industry?
The industry, rather.
Well, it seems like it's normal, but there's already underground rumors that something is going to happen. We're not sure whether it's going to happen or when it's going to happen, but I think it's imperative for government to engage the funeral industry collectively. Just remember that the funeral association's membership is only 5,000. There's 30,000 funeral parlors out there that seeks to be assisted.
All right, thank you so much for a bit of clarity there and an update. I guess we'll just keep on following up on the story with the updates on what is transpiring in the funeral industry. But thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, Mr. Jan.
Thank you very much, and thanks for inviting us.
All right, thank you. Now, that was, the funeral industry. Now, talking on the matter that had happened, like we had said, we're still going to be more in conversation on this, just to hear how everything unfolds, because at the end of the day, it looked like it was going to be a big one. Even the health department coming in there and saying that, it could be a risk to health as a whole. So we just wanted to see as well how everything unfolds.
The saddest thing is that the government still has not said anything.
Responded.
While we still know COVID-19 is something we're still dealing with and deaths are still happening, community members are still dying. What is going to happen if then they decide a week off?
Yeah.
That's, I think, another one that I think the government needs to step up and talk to the people and hear what they are saying. And if our Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma came out and spoke about economic reforms and how can they actually implement certain things within the economy for them as an industry. So I think a lot has to happen.
Yeah.
I think a lot has to happen. But I think at this point allow us to take a quick commercial ad break.
Yes, just go for a quick ad break. We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know what? I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations. Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat. Feel the heat.
Chicken portions are an easy way to feed a crowd.
I've just started to incorporate all my ingredients.
We're going to put this inside of a hot cast iron skillet.
You want to really fill up on great protein.
It's now time to sample the chef's dish. Look at this.
I know.
Like that.
Feel the excitement.
The chicken is on the spot.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
China's saying that the latest outbreak is under control.
Feel the heat.
The cabinet has decided to ease restrictions on certain other economic activities.
I don't want to be a white person who sits by and does nothing, so that's why I'm here today.
Feel the excitement.
We are here to unite, because what we are fighting for is to stop institutional racism.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
And welcome back from the ad break, and you're still watching Midday Express right here on Galaxy Universal Network as we continue with the headlines and what is happening throughout the country.
Yes.
And we are taking a look at the Department of Basic Education has requested that school principals to rework on the timetable to accommodate all teachers who were granted concessions to work from home who are returning to work today on the 21st of September 2020. Some 22,500 teachers were granted concessions to work from home as the country battled the coronavirus pandemic, and substitute teachers were employed in their absence. School management teams and school governing bodies must ensure that the requirements of social distancing are met. Appropriate adjustments must be made to enable schools to adhere to social distancing requirements. Adjustments should also be made to the school's timetable so that the percentage of the total learner population attending at school at a particular time. And so today we're going to be joined on Zoom by Sir Nondo Daklaba, who is an HOD Ndoda, rather, Xaba. Madoda.
Yes,
We'll be joined by Madoda Xaba, who is an HOD at a primary school in Ekurhuleni, and then we'll talk more about the matter. How will they actually solve it? Is there measures put in place on how and when it will be implemented?
I think more than anything, I just wanted to talk with him about how the rolling out of teachers, like coming back into school, how is the actual environment in the schools, if there's proper measures, like you said, that are put in place, and then are they ready to have come back, to be dealing with people from different areas, like the teachers are from different areas, the kids are from different areas as well. So we'll just get in there, but we've got a video there right there from the department. Let's just have a look at it.
The teachers who are working from home, that the schools need to continue to meet their contractual obligations with the substitute teachers, but can also find ways of accommodating them if it is possible. We urge schools to continue to place safety as a priority in order to make sure that all our learners and our teachers are protected from the coronavirus, which is still with us. So we hope that schools will cooperate with us and make sure that we continue to observe the health and safety protocols, washing hands, wearing masks, keeping social distancing, and of course sanitizing at all times.
So I guess while we're still trying to connect with Madoda Xaba right there, just to talk to us on the matter, we'll just move into our African stories. Now it's also involving a university right now, also not very positive and light story, unfortunately, but firefighters are battling a fire at Makerere University in Uganda, where part of the main building is ablaze. Now, the main building, also called the Ivory Tower, burst out in flames in the early morning of Sunday, and the university's Facebook page and Twitter handle started posting videos of the fire shortly after 1 a.m. Now, according to a tweet posted on the university's Twitter handle, the fire was sprouting from the right side of the building where part of the roof had sunk in, and moments later the university tweeted that the fire has spread and covered all floors of the right side of the building. Now, the building with its unique 20th century British architectural designs is one of the university's oldest structures and the signature symbol of Uganda's oldest and biggest university, which was completed in 1941 with funding from the Colonial Development Board. Now, it houses several offices, including the university's main hall, the university primary and vice-chancellor's office. But now let's just have a look right there at the fire that actually broke out at the university. Let's just have a look. Now, looking at that story now, Harmony, it actually says that now the source of the fire actually is still unknown, but the trucks have been there reportedly at the scene trying to actually stop the fire from spreading. And now it's sad thing right there is that now the building itself holds student records and at the basement, and it's full of archive files spanning from the whole history of the institution, according to the historian Derek Peterson. And
I think I just had like that Husa moment, that deep breath of students that have archives there, that have documentation there, that might have lost it and were applying, making sure that they get it. Therefore, what now? What could set an entire university building up in flames? So I think that's why proper investigation too, that's why they're saying that they also need to make sure that proper investigation is happening so that they can get to the bottom of it. But the thought of archives, student degrees, masters, PhDs.
The whole history of an institution going up in flames are unfortunately quite sad, because as much as we've got technological systems that are put in place, but there's just some things like maybe from back in the days that have not
it's 1941, right?
That have not necessarily been put into a system. It's probably maybe still old paper. So unfortunately, hopefully they'll get to know what the source of the fire is firstly, and then also hopefully they can restore some of the important, valuable information that was there.
I hope so. I hope so. But as we continue taking a look at your African stories.
Now, the Democratic Republic of Congo's capital, Kinshasa, has seen a reappearance of night police roadblocks in an attempt to track down taxis accused of kidnapping, assaulting, and ransoming helpless passengers. Now, according to the police, the aim is to track down kidnappers disguised as taxi drivers and their accomplices, who can sometimes be the passengers as well. Now, they further added that this mode of kidnapping is not new in Kinshasa, but it is somehow seeing an increase. According to reports, the head of military, Colonel Miguel Baganya, on Tuesday said that before there was a simple kidnapping and the victim was stripped and then abandoned. But then this time they are starting to demand a ransom from the family. Now, he further added by saying that despite the inconvenience caused of the movement of the population, the traffic jams are beneficial in slowing down the mobility of criminals. Now, Kinshasa police spokesperson Mwana Mbudu corroborated on the statement made, saying that the operation made it possible to reduce the cases of kidnappings from 7 to 8 per day to 1 or none. Now, Mbudu concluded by saying that the constant calls for help have reached the ears of those in power, and without delay, they instructed that proper measures like this are put in place.
Absolutely. It's a hard one, knowing that kidnapping is still a big one on the continent of Africa, and they are using our mode of transport because there is no way that you cannot want to go to a taxi.
I mean, that's the thing, you know, like you said, it's the biggest mode of transport that's being used in Africa. Now, being scared to actually even commute now with taxis just in case you kidnap is actually
to work.
quite sad. But I love how now it actually says that now with the roadblocks that have put in place, it's actually reduced the numbers of kidnappings from 7 to 8 a day to about none, you know. So it's quite important to actually see that at least something has been done, and then the kidnappings are being reduced.
The government is doing something. I think that's one aspect that we always have to look at, that our government, irrespective of what is happening, but there are certain things that they put into place and they somehow work in our advantages as people, commuters, making sure that at least 2 people aren't kidnapped as per usual, and it's going to drop per day as more as they intensify the people that are alert and the police officers on the road.
Yeah. Now, as we just move on into now our arts and positive stories, you know me and the positive stories, but unfortunately with the first one on the arts side is not really much of a big one, but you can just take us through the
Absolutely. Most especially looking at our socialites, our media socialites, as siblings, Kanyimbao and Lasizwe shared that their father passed away on Sunday. The Fake It Till You Make It star Lasizwe first broke the news and posted 2 pictures of him and his father with the caption, "My last alive parent. My dad has passed on. I am numb and I am so confused. I am shattered. First my mom and now my dad." Take a look at the post. And as we continue with Kanyimbao, also posted a picture of their dad and simply captioned it, "Rest in peace, Dad." It caused the cause of death is still unknown, and fans have come out in supporting them and sharing their condolences on social media.
We also share our deepest
condolences with the family.
To the family. It's quite sad losing a parent. I don't think you can ever get ready for loss of a parent, you know, no matter how old you are. Like it's always just that scar that people don't necessarily can heal from.
Absolutely. And I think the part about it that I think everyone else on social media is shocked about is that them as siblings. So we all know that they are a diverse family, and they went away as siblings. They all had a beautiful weekend. It was everyone together, joined, and they were having fun. They were posting pictures. They were on a yacht and they were at the beach. It was fun to only find news, and I feel like it was them coming together to celebrate before they come back to hear the news. So it was really a bittersweet moment for them, knowing that they're on vacation as family and as siblings, to come back and hear the news of their father departing.
Sad indeed. But let's just go for a quick ad break right here on the Midday Express. Stay tuned for more stories and more interviews right here. Don't you go anywhere.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in 4th Industrial Revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know, I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
And welcome back from the ad break. You're still watching Midday Express right here on Galaxy Universal Network, where we promised you an interview to talk with Mr. Club, an HOD at a primary school, to get to understand what is happening, what is the status report on teachers returning to school, the rescheduling of the timetable, what is what, and more especially when they have substitute teachers put in place. Sawubona Babu Club, angjani?
Babqala, can you hear us? Like this.
Mr. Klaba? But I think we have. I think we've lost him. Therefore, yeah, I think we've lost him. But let us go.
Are we? Okay, no.
Yeah, I think we've lost him. Oh yeah, I think yeah, we might have lost him.
We'll just get back to that now. As we look into Harmony now, our very positive and light-hearted stories. You know me, and spreading positive and good news.
You are Miss Good News.
I
think you deserve that sash already.
Title already.
Miss Good News.
So just moving on into that story, let's just take us through that.
Absolutely, and we're looking at South African visionary Sizwe Makotelela has launched a startup enterprise, Jobs for Mzansi, a freelancing platform that connects people with specific skills sets to clients who need them, and this is following the COVID-19 outbreak. Recent events and indicates and indices points to the fact that remote working is not only possible, but that it could be easily for the future of work life. With the freelancing platform, Siviwe wants to make it that South Africans are not left behind as the world progresses with what's happening with the fourth industrial revolution, and so that its service provides to showcase their skills and determine their fixed prices and delivery time so that they can continue working all together. So this platform is a beautiful one, knowing that they can do a variety of new things and making sure that it's jobs for Mzansi.
I really love how now number one is a proudly South African platform for freelancers. Unfortunately, we always see all the ones, from international platforms, so to actually have a proudly South African ones. And then now it's beautiful to see during especially these times. We know, I think with our generation, our age group, and a normal 9 to 5 does not make it. So we always try and find freelance jobs, new things. And I feel like you said, it gives you a new skill set as well. So it's quite beautiful to actually see that we have such.
And funny enough, they continue to say Jobs for Mzansi's main target on the supply side of the marketplace are unemployed South Africans, the working professionals who want to supplement their salary, the student who wants to earn pocket money to sustain their campus lifestyle, and the entrepreneurs who want to sell a service offering to a high target audience. So this one is for everyone at a broad range. You mentioned it, whether you are working 9 to 5, you are a student, you are an entrepreneur, you have a skill set, you have a service, you want to provide something. So that is a platform that you could go on, and it is Jobs for Mzansi.
Yes. And I really hope we could maybe get to talk to him as well, just to hear about the initiative behind it, the drive behind it, because it's not always where you have entrepreneurship coming out and having such a big thing to offer to a lot of South Africans. And I love how it's not just custom made, or it's not just to enhance just him, but it's also for every single South African out there. So big ups to him as well.
And I think it's very beautiful because it's not even for a niche market. It's not saying that it's directly looking at the arts, it's directly looking for marketing, but it's for everyone. Looking whether you're a professional, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you want to sell something. It's not just for someone who is a professional, who has a degree, who has something something to give. But even a student can find a job and making sure that their way around their campus life is adhered to. They have pocket money, they can buy groceries, knowing that we're not really looking at the greatest of times within our economy, and we've just hit a recession. Parents have lost their jobs and they're trying to make means happen. And obviously, we've all come down to a norm of we can work from home.
Yes.
We can work from home, and it's introducing that fourth industrial revolution look to it, where it is okay to work from home and it's not seen as lazy, as long as you can meet the deadline.
I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you can meet that deadline. But let's just go for a quick ad break still. And when we come back, we have an amazing interview with Rachel from Ndlovu Youth Choir, like you had mentioned earlier, that they have taken the world by storm. As a, there's a joke that went on rounds that you get just a very simple, plain song, and then they'll always add a helele, halala, just add on a mix. But we're going to be joined by Rachel right now. She's going to be telling us more about what they have now post-COVID-19, and really something we are looking forward to.
Can't wait.
Yes, stay tuned right on the Midday Express. We'll be back.
China saying that the latest outbreak is under control.
Feel the heat.
The cabinet has decided to ease restrictions on certain other economic activities.
I don't want to be a white person who sits by and does nothing, so that's why I'm here today.
Feel the excitement.
We are here to unite, because what we are fighting for is to stop institutional racism.
Feel the heat with StarSat.
Tech Talk brought to you by Tamani Technologies and Systems. Tamani Technologies and Systems takes leadership in fourth industrial revolution. The whole world is facing a transformation. The revolution will be developed into the following stages: digitization, cyber security, Internet of Things, managed services, document management, and business applications. We provide business transformation and ICT solutions with presence in 13 African countries and 2 European countries. We are your leading partner in integrated platform providers, innovation leaders, standalone products, and innovation pace setters. Tamani Technologies and Systems, delivering value across continents.
Feel the heat.
I love Adam Selman.
The girls are really thin. I think it looks very glamorous from the outside.
The life of a model in New York City.
There is such cool prints. So many.
You know, I'm buying this.
Look at me and all the selfie sort of thing. Honestly, I didn't really know that was actually a job. It just didn't occur to me.
Congratulations.
Feel the excitement. Feel the heat with StarSat.
And welcome back from the ad break. You are still watching Midday Express right here on Galaxy Universal Network. And we've been bringing you headlines and stories on what has really been happening. And I guess we're about to be joined by Rachel from the Ndlovu Youth Choir. I really can't wait to have that one.
I really don't know what's happening with technology today. It seems like it's not coming to the party. How many, like, just early on with Johan, we tried to connect with him. There was a, say, right there.
Yes.
Also just went you know, some
I think it's technology. I think it's technology. You know, when they say the fourth industrial revolution is not for really the old age.
Yeah.
And it's for the young ones. So we have to compensate and be like, no, we understand. We really do understand.
That's fine, and I really hope we can just also get in connection with Rachel right there. Just also to talk about Heritage Month, like we know, it's Heritage Month, Heritage Week, like we said, and we have been now showcasing all the incredible people with different cultures and heritages. And I think most importantly, I loved how on the midday, especially for that feature, we weren't just looking at your traditional, you know, old traditional ways of culture, but we had your Afro pop singers that we had as well.
Comedians,
because
dramas.
I feel like we are a culturally, right? We're also from the streets. It's not just like
I love how you said that.
I just had to. We also have a street culture right there, and which also then we had a very interesting feature that we're going to show later on in the week, where we actually went to Ekatlehong.
Yeah.
You remember?
I remember.
We actually went to actually go see the people in the streets right there, and them just showcasing all the talent right there and dancing. We had KFM, right?
Yeah, KFM. Katlehong's Finest Movers.
Yes.
And I think it was a beautiful time to be out and experiencing the street culture more than what is the normal gita, dancing to traditional music. But we added dispansula, we added gumboot dance, and the entire story when they spoke to me how they have this thespianism inside of them, where they said, and he explained it to me in such a way that you could understand. There was so much life, there was so much enthusiasm in his eyes when he said, Gumboot dance is from our forefathers. And I was like, it moved me to know that our culture somehow still resonated. It's still, it's a story that we continuously get to tell. So I think in the arts too, with us being here as a story for many people to look at, to when television started, I think that is even culture for us sitting here today, always giving our people headlines, what is happening, and always finding a field reporter. That is culture to us. When did it begin? So those are the stories that I think we should always embrace as time and the years move on.
And I really think just moving on into the week was just showing them of what we actually went to go see in the streets. But I also want us also just to reflect as individuals, as well as being young, at the sum, what culture means to you, what heritage means to you. And I really hope you go on our social media platforms, Galaxy Universal Network, just share your cultural stories, you know, where you come from, where you stem from, if you actually even know, you know, about your forefathers and your history. It's something that we need to get in conversation with, just to hear, you know, how proudly South African are we.
And I think we've been holding back on an announcement we have. It's not rather an announcement, but it's a plea. If you are a painter, if you are a dancer, if you are a drawer, if there's anything that you feel symbolizes art, that symbolizes culture, so get a hold of us. We are Galaxy Universal Network on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. It is Ghana_TV, so that we get to feature you on the show. We get to see what really culture means to you, and it'll be beautiful to find young people that are so rooted in culture, rooted in who they are, where they come from, and in heritage. And that'll be beautiful knowing that Iri dance is something that happens every year, and this year has been the numbers have been reduced because of COVID-19. I'd like to understand how has that affected the Reed dance culture as a whole, and I think that's another conversation that we should get into.
Yes. Now, just looking into our trending stories as well now, we know that the former President Thabo Mbeki actually resigned a couple of years ago on this day. Like, we've seen, like...
Wait, RORISANG, say that again. You say that again. When? Who? Thabo Mbeki. Thabo Mbeki, our former
president.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Resigned there. I think it's in 2008.
You're always hitting me with uppercuts on our show. You always have this, did you know?
Yes, did you know? We know that. And I think, just on a personal opinion as well, that's one president that did not really come with a lot of drama. We know with most we have, after him, we've had people...
No pun intended.
You know, we've had a lot of people coming out and actually saying, you know, certain presidents must fall and all of those things. So, but but we know with him, he actually did resign.
And he resigned after he was called back by by the ANC and the NEC, and where I think for me, he's prominent to powers with the economy of South Africa. He was very bold on how he had foreseen the economy of South Africa, him being an economist, what he had studied, what he had done. And I think we need more leaders that are very vocal about what is it that the future there for South Africa, not only by what they say, not only about what they say, but rather on here is evidence, you know?
And now just moving on into maybe some stories as well now as we just continue, because unfortunately seems like we are not connecting with our people, you know. Would have been a nice feature, but just continuing with our stories. Now the police minister Begicela on Saturday night joined Operation Ukai Mulao, final raid of lockdown level 2 in Ekurhuleni. Now during the raid, the authorities discovered over 30 illegal firearms and arrested over 20 people for drinking and driving. Now, Minister Cele said that parts of Ekurhuleni Metro still remain troublesome, and the minister also revealed that one of the drivers was caught carrying a gun and had a license but drunk. Now, he said for the fact that the driver was drunk, it made the firearm to be illegal and he had to be arrested. Now, let's just link into the video right there and just see what had transpired.
At the moment, there are more questions than answers, even from ourselves as the South African police. So I would not want them to speculate. I know you'll ask questions. I don't want to speculate about matters. Hence, next 24 hours, I'll sit down with the National Commissioner to say, go down there and find out exactly what are the facts. But as it stands at the face value, it does look like we have failed the colonel. As the police ourselves, we could have done things better, and we believe that if those things were followed, there are things that were supposed to be done that were not done, there are things that were supposed not have been done which have been done, and then we need to correct that. But to have those facts, we will need some form of investigation led by the National Commissioner. But if it needs be, there will be no problem going beyond saying to the President, give us the extra capacity, Mr. President, to find out what has happened that has led to the loss of one of the top of the crop. One of the best investigators that we have had, one of the best detectives in the country, especially is #1 in this province, and I think was #3 in the whole country. So that tells you that we are dealing not just
the police minister going out in arms saying that we should follow the right protocol and it must be observed by everyone. And we must be on alert level 1 of the lockdown, but it does not mean that we can go on with our lives like nothing is happening. We still have COVID-19 in our midst.
And like and him actually even speaking on the matter that we need to make sure that people are actually not in harm's way due to these drunk drivers right there. But let's just link into another video right there on Begicela speaking.
Well, it's important to say not just the men and women in blue. We have a lot of USANDF members. We have the Metro Police. It's a really good coordinated operation. We have even the private security companies working with us. Why so, as you ask, and this, what you see here is not only what you see. Almost in all districts today, we are there. As you are saying, we are trying to reduce crime. One way of reducing crime is to get the illegal firearm. We have found one already, but for the last 48 hours, we have found 30 of illegal firearms. So that's the kind of the operations that we need to do. And if we do manage to reduce the illegal firearms, we will be able to reduce the violent crime that end up killing.
And also, will you be joining other provinces? Perhaps you have future plans to join other provinces as well. But I know it's something that you continuously do, where you are found in other provinces in terms of the various operations that they have there. Are you happy with what's been found? And I think is this bearing fruit, these type of operations?
Earlier on, I was in Cape Town. I hope your colleagues, they have managed to see us in Cape Town. Last weekend, I was in KZN. Had very good returns. Maybe remind people that today the curfew starts at ends at 10. So anybody that thinks will rob us.
And we actually have MBELE right there, actually walking the streets of Togoda, just busting these people. We must commend him for how hands-on he really is.
And he's within, actually, Ekurhuleni, he's within the community of Ekurhuleni, Togoza, where he actually found numerous people drunk, others were driving. So it's a beautiful one to know that he's one that is always on the ground. He's always one with the police, saying that if this is how we should do things, then I'm part of it. And he's part of the change. He's part of the revolution that is happening within the police service, saying that let us do right by our people. If we said we're going to arrest, let's arrest the right ones. If we are going to be on the streets, let us do that, and knowing that other people are actually going to be part and parcel with what we are going to be doing.
But we actually have a video right there. Let's just have a look at that.
We are pumping your boat. This one. Okay, Minister, there's somebody here. How are you? How are you? Why are you drinking? Why are you drinking and driving? Yes,
Well, that was MBELE speaking right there, and he's advocating for people to do the right thing. But on our special feature on the day, on a lighter note,
can I just say, eventually, like we connected.
The stars aligned.
And then you can have the special feature that we always have right here. We are joined by Rachel from the Ndlovu Youth Choir. I mean, that name, everybody must just know the Ndlovu Youth Choir.
I mean, elephants in the building, joining us. Guys, come on.
Hello, Rachel. Thank you so much for joining us on the Midday Express show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for having us. I mean, like, it's such a great feature. I'm even losing
I mean, they're allowing us to be in their space.
I mean, you guys are big. So just tell us, what have you guys been up to? We know that COVID-19, unfortunately, has hit the entertainment industry quite hard. Just tell us a little bit more how that has affected the choir as a whole.
Well, actually, we've been affected by COVID-19 because we could not do gigs anymore. We could not travel, we could not, you know what happened. So, but we've made an album, which we got 2 awards for, and now we're working on another. So, yeah, we are really busy preparing exciting stuff for our fans.
Tell us about those awards that you won. What are those awards?
It's the Best Contemporary Album, and the other one is for Best Entertainment Album. Yeah.
Now, was that for the Summer Awards, the nomination for the Summers?
Yes.
Amazing.
Oh, we have global charters. I mean, people that are doing the things. But I think for me, the greatest question is, and I'm sure you've had this question asked so many times, Rachel, a group from Limpopo goes to America's Got Talent. How did your lives change by just that one audition? Because a lot of people underlook the process of auditioning, preparing for an audition. How did that preparation and that one audition change your lives as a choir?
Well, we do get that question a lot of times. You know, it really changed our lives because people never took us serious. You know, people from Limpopo in a rural area like ours, so they don't really think that the choir could get that big and end up in an America's Got Talent stage. So that has changed our lives. It has brought we have won the hearts of the people, and it gave us the exposure that we really needed. And now we get to perform everywhere we want to perform.
Now, I just want you to talk on your personal experience. What has it done for you personally, like from the rural Limpopo? Like for you as a person, what has it done for you? Did you find maybe confidence in it?
Well, I did find confidence in it because I'll tell you what, the first time we went for the audition in America's Got Talent, we were all like, oh my God, what are the judges going to say? We did lack confidence a little bit. But then as Africans, you know us, we thought, no, let's just get on that stage and do what we do best. So we've gained a lot of confidence.
What is, Rachel, I mean, you're a young lady speaking so powerfully about, you know, where you are dealing with so many things coming from Africa, coming from South Africa, going to the world. What was that exciting thing that you realized that we are different and we are us and we are from Africa and the world must receive us? What was that thing that you guys realized or did that made you feel that we are within the right space?
Well, it's the culture. We took our culture from South Africa to America. We didn't try to change ourselves. As you can see, the first audition, the uniform that we were wearing, it's the MBELE and South African colors, which that's what the judges liked the most.
And I really like how you guys stayed true to who you are. Unfortunately, we find a lot, especially in the youth, that we try and fit in with the Western cultures. So I really love how, you know, you guys put African continent, not just South Africa as a whole, on the map and on the continent. And I commend you for that. You know, really, really commend the choir for that. And I just want to know now, post COVID-19, what do you have in store for the rest of the world?
We are preparing another album, which will be coming soon. And I hope that you guys saw the video that we posted this morning, the Jerusalem Challenge. So that's what we are busy with now, things that you guys are going to like.
Oh, well, I mean, on a random guess, I'd be asking, where can people get a hold of you? But the question is, where can people get a hold of you guys on the 24th of September as we'll be celebrating Heritage Day?
Where can they get hold of us?
Yes, where will you guys be? Will you be performing? Are there any projects in the pipeline? What is happening on the 24th of September for you guys as a choir?
Well, I'm sure there's something that we will be doing on the 24th of September, but at the moment, I don't know yet. I'm really sure that there's something that we're going to do, as you know that we are of culture.
Yes.
Now, Rachel, I'm not sure what ethnic group you're from. What cultural group are you from?
Sorry?
What cultural group are you from? Are you Sotho, Pedi? What do you speak?
I'm a
You're Pedi.
I'm a Pedi.
Pedi. Okay. Here's a challenge for you right now, right? It is Heritage Week, right? I'm putting you on the spot right now, Rachel. I want you to just tell any young person who is from the rural areas, who is probably too scared to break out of their shell. Now, I want you, in Sepedi, Sahahu, just give a little bit words of inspiration to that person.
Well, like I said, that I'm complicated. I'm a very Sepedi expert, but I speak Zulu full time.
Just speak your heart away.
Okay, in Zulu, is it fine?
Perfect.
It's okay.
Okay. Ngathi kuyo wonke umuntu osakhula ngicela ukuthi ningagive up emaphupheni wenu, nizame ukuthi niwafeze niphushe ngaso sonke isikhathi, nanoma ngabe yini ohlangabezana nayo, uzame ukuthi ingakuvimbi ukuze ufeze amaphupho wakho.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much, and I really hope that any young person who has been following the Ndlovu Youth Choir can know that it is possible to actually live beyond. Now, just in closing, before we close, how has it been working with Ralph? Like your own personal, how has that been?
He is a very good conductor, but very strict. So it's been amazing. We love working with him, even though sometimes we don't like each other because you know, he's strict, so we're like, well, but this we can't do.
Yes.
Then, you know, so it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey.
Oh man, thank you. Thank you very much, Rachel, for joining us all the way from the Ndlovu Youth Choir. It has been an amazing pleasure to talk to you and to just get what you guys have been doing, the experience, how has that been? Yes. And possibilities are maybe if we all get to do everything together, we might have you on the, come in studio.
Yes, Rachel. And then I just want to know, just before, I know that we've been going back, I feel like we don't want this interview to end. We don't want it to end. But I just want you to talk about maybe you personally, Rachel, moving forward. What can we expect from Rachel, apart from Ndlovu Youth Choir, but you as an individual, what can we expect from you?
Well, I'm currently studying to become a social worker. So you can, maybe you'd see me one day as a social worker, and another thing that I'd like to do is to become a poet. So yeah.
Wow, thank you. Thank you very much, Rachel from the Ndlovu Youth Choir once again. Yes. I feel like we really don't want this interview to end, but unfortunately it has come to that. Thank you very much once again, Rachel.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. And that's all we had right here on the Midday Express today. Catch us again, same time, same place, as we give you headlines and special features for Heritage Month and Tourism Month right here. For myself, RORISANG,
and myself, MBELE. Goodbye and adios.